because of accent, or because I have to be with a UK person, or because of what? Like, are you not deserving to be? I don't know. I really don't get it, because Suj has this one, that one. Do you understand? So I'm tasteless because I'm talking
at the time. Don't you think
was
so?
it tasteless here? You know they look down on me. You know that.
They do.
They do look down on me. They do. That is why Suj has been giving me your attitude.
Yeah.
They look down on him like, you know, rich.
Okay.
Suj gets accents. You see the Odessa where all of them be. Mia is a small boy. He's 25. Boy will just, if you look at him, you will know that na boy will just this start. You understand where I'm coming from? They don't include him when they are GC. They don't include them and Toby. If you watch very well, you see that they feel left out.
Oh, so it's just us that.
Yes.
Really?
Do you understand? So I'm close to them, so I feel it.
Today was for the gods. A lot happened. The pressure in the house is getting worse. And all that can ring in my head right now is Ruthee. I was even listening to that in my dreams this morning too, on my way to work. Ruthee. Okay guys, please forgive me. It was just too much yesterday. They said if you fight one twin, you are fighting the two. You get two for the price of one. So please, when you want to fight with twins, be as careful as possible. That's the vibe we got yesterday from Wanni and Handi when they went for Ruthee, and it was just too funny watching them drag themselves. Welcome guys, it's another time to discuss our Big Brother Niger update here on Leadership TV with me, Cynthia Onado. So sit tight, let's get right into it. It's been an eventful week in the Big Brother house. Of course, today we just entered into the week 3 of the No Lose Guard season. Well, week 2 was very eventful and a sad ending actually, because you saw the Indians leaving the house. Yes, they were evicted as they were part of the bottom 4. Yes, the bottom 4 were made up of the Radicals, Ndines, Zinwe, and Flourish. Please let me know right in the comments which of these bottom 4s surprised you and who you actually wanted to see go. All right, out of this bottom 4 right now, remember that the custodians of the house from last week were the Streets. Yes, Toby Forge and Mayor Fresh, and they had to pick a paper from a box provided by Big Brother, and there was a paper in there with what was written, and what was written there was evict. So they had to evict 1 out of the 4 pairs, and they went into the diary room and made their decision known. And unfortunately, Chini and Nne, the Indian pair, the aunt and niece pair, were sent out of the house, and of course that generated a lot of controversy. We know that from last week. I don't really want to say that Mayor Fresh took this custodian thing too serious, because it's going to last for only 1 week, but the way he carried it on his head, he was planning for people, and especially planning for Suj, talking about how he's going to take them off. Suj is a snake, Suj is sly, you know, he's not real, and blah blah blah. And I was like, fans of Suj, you guys should do something though. Fans of Aces, because if Aces find themselves in bottom 4, be rest assured that Mayor Fresh is kicking them out. So that's what exactly happened on Saturday, and he had to pick the Indians out. And of course, the friends of the Indians, that's them by the way twins, were really not happy about it. But let's get right into this particular fight between Ruthee and WannixHandi. You know Ebuka now, Ebuka Obi Uchendu. He's like this host with the most. He always comes with the vibe. It's like, okay, if the house seems a bit boring, he just comes in on the eviction night and shakes things up with his questions. He started asking the housemates questions one after the other, and he started with of course Mayor Fresh, and said, I heard you talking to your partner and saying that, you know, there are bad vibes in the house, and the major person you're getting the negative vibes from is Suj. So why did you say that? And then Mayor Fresh started, I think I saw him even stammering at a point. He said, me and my partner were talking, and I just saw Suj looking at us in a negative way, like he was not happy for us that we won the custodian and blah blah blah. I'm like, Mayor Fresh, calm down. We know this whole thing is because of Navy. There is no need to come and start pretending. But he seemed like he didn't want to hit the nail on the head, and that was the answer that he gave. So moving on now, Ebuka still asked Ruthee, You know, Ruthie had complained to her partner and some of the housemates that she didn't like what Wanni and Handi, especially Wanni, do in the kitchen, that sometimes they cook for their own clique. The house is divided now. I'm sure you are noticing that the twins cook for their own clique and they don't even ask any other person, like, do you want to eat? But when they see her cooking, they want to come and take from her, that Wanni is stingy in a way, blah blah blah. But she had been saying that in corners, like backyard talk. She has never really called Wanni one-on-one and say, this thing you are doing, I don't like it. That's what I notice happens a lot in that house. People just talk behind each other's backs, like they are walking on eggshells. They don't want to annoy themselves. Like Ebuka corrected them on Sunday that they are playing the game too safe. People play the game so safe, and I feel like that was what Ebuka wanted to achieve. That's why he decided to just shake things up to bring the drama, and we saw it happening. So maybe sometimes Ebuka is a necessary evil. We need him sometimes to shake things up, because it seems like some people will just be walking on eggshells, pretending. You talk about someone at their back and then you come to their front and smile, especially with this whole custodian thing. So Ebuka asked Ruthee, like, why haven't you told Wanni one-on-one that this is how I feel about what you're doing and I don't like it? Just have a talk, you know, and all that. Why did you say that? You get? And Ruth just started denying that, yes, she has had a conversation with her before, blah blah blah, which I haven't seen anywhere. I haven't seen them having that conversation. So after the eviction show and the Indians were evicted and all of that, so Wanni x Handi, I think they were washing at the laundry area, and all of a sudden camera just showed them dragging themselves. You are this, you are that, you are unprintable words. It was just too much. The dragging, it wasn't here. And Ruthee warned them, why are you talking behind my back? Why don't you say it in my front? I think the twins were singing in a way that, okay, the number you are calling is not available. Hey, the number you are calling. And Ruthee was passing, trying to get her close, and she felt we were talking to her. So she's like, you guys don't talk behind my back. If you want to talk about me, call my name. Okay, don't talk behind my back. That means you're a coward, you're scared of me. And all hell was let loose. And the twins were like, we're not scared of you. We can mention your name. Ruthee. So the drama was a lot.
If you say something, I know that she has something against me. Because if you fuck are you, see, it's a different thing. If you want to look for trouble, we were here washing. Wanni was just washing. I just said, Wanni should talk.
Ruthee, you guys need to forgive me for this, because that is just what is ringing in my head. So they're like challenging each other. You spoke behind my back, and the twins are like, no, I can say it in your front, I can call your name. And it just went on and on and on. And I just picked Nelly at one corner. You know, she's having her own friction with Ruthee. And I'm just waiting for those ones. Like, they're just, Nelly will say one thing at the back, Ruthee will build up scenarios in their head. And I feel like I want what happened between Ruthee and Wanni to happen between Ruthee and Nelly. Let every card be laid out on the table. Everybody should lay their grievances. Me, I'm not a fan of backyard talk. Not like I'm promoting violence, but I don't like if you have issues with somebody, especially in an enclosed space like that, just like lay it out. Say your mind. If you have to scream, you scream. If you have to talk calmly, you talk calmly. But it gives you this freedom and peace. But everybody is not like me anyway. People deal with their own issues differently. So I just picked Nelly at one corner laughing. So it's like she loves that this is happening, because of course Ruthee, there's some friction right there because of the whole mayor fresh dynamic. So, you know, they continue dragging each other, and the house was just up. Everybody will now have to like come and start asking, what is happening? What is it? What happened? And Ruthee was just at one corner. I don't have a name for Ruthee. I don't know. She was just at a corner talking about the housemates and the fact that the twins called her tasteless. I didn't even really hear that tasteless word. I don't know where that came from, because I actually watched that fight live. I think what the twins said was, you actually will come here and say you don't like me, you're fresh, but because he had the custodian title, you were kissing him throughout the whole week so that he will save you. So in essence, they're trying to say that Ruthee was using Mayor Fresh, and Mayor Fresh was just standing beside them, packing his clothes. I felt so bad for the guy. However, the drama in this house is unending. So I don't even, that was what I saw. I don't know where the tasteless king came from. And Ruthee just, gathered her clique. I told you earlier the house is divided. We'll get into that much later. Ruthee gathered her clique. That's Chinwe, DJ Flo, and then they were talking about how the house looks down on Mayor. The house looks down on Mayor because he doesn't have an accent, and he doesn't have an accent like Shaun, and he doesn't have an accent like Suj. I'm like, please, I'm still looking for the accent Suj has. Like, does Suj have accent? I haven't heard any. The person that has an accent there is obviously Shaun because he was brought up in the UK, so that's the only prevalent accent right there. So talking about they're looking down on Mayor Froge, they don't engage him in conversations. They look down on him and his partner. And she was going on, and somehow Nelly's name came into it. That Nelly, is talking about them behind her back. That the whole thing the twins said was probably Nelly that told them. They're in the same clique, so they talk about me. I'm sure they converse about me. So Ruthee is like the queen of building scenarios in her head. She just builds this castle in her head that she stays there, and she just insinuates things, really. And that's like a very dangerous thing, especially in an closed place with houses like that. In a closed house like that, it has this tendency to like jam people's heads together because it's lies. Actually, it's lies laced as truth. You just say things that aren't even there, and then you are in people's head telling lies. That's just one scary thing I don't like about building scenarios in head. So she just went on and on and on, and the house just like minded their business, but she was still going on, and I felt bad for her partner. Like her partner would have to like listen to all of that. I just wish this doesn't strain their relationship, just like what we saw between Dami and Toyosi, where their relationship is obviously strained because Toyosi believed that Dami was the reason why they left the house early, because Dami was not on good terms with a lot of the housemates. She was always rude, acting up, quarreling and all that. So I just feel like DJ Flo might look at Ruthee the same way. So now moving on, Ruthee still went on a conversation with Mayor and talked about he did the right thing by evicting the Indian. Don't feel bad about it. This house is in cliques now. You have to be careful, so that because the next time you are up on those poles, these housemates are sending you home. They don't like you. So she's building up this whole scenario, trying to I feel like she's trying to isolate him. I don't think the housemates feel that bad about him or are angry with him in that way. They might feel bad that he sent their friends home. That's the Indian age. But I don't think it's that serious the way Ruthee was painting it. They look down on you. So you have to be careful to win the immunity. You have to be careful to win the custodian, because they will send you out. Me, I'm ready to go home because I'm even tired of this toxic space. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, where is this lady getting these things from? Okay, we can see that the house is divided. We can see a clique with the Mbadiwe twins, Checkers, Onyeka and her sister, Shaun and the twins. On one end, Suj and Tofa and Nelita are also in that clique. So there's also one that I think Chinwe is the head of that one with her man Zion, and then we can also see DJ Flo and Ruthee there. We don't know where the betters even stand. I don't know where Victoria too stands. She's like just hanging, she talks to everyone and anyone when she's in the mood to talk anyway, because she's very introverted. So consider the house is divided, and I think that had something to do also with the HOH win this morning. The Nelitas, it had like 8 votes out of 12. This is like the third week, and that's the highest vote I've seen for the HOH election within the house. So I'm like, okay, I liked. I know throughout the week, Nelita they were actually campaigning, especially Nelly and Suj. I saw they were really campaigning, promising people things. Okay, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. So I think there's a good one, kind of a politics going on in the house. And the clique of the Mbadiwe twins, they have the upper hand because they're a lot more. So the Chinwe and Ruthee clique, they just look on. And the funny thing is that the wins in the house so far from yesterday and today is from that particular clique. I want to see what comes out of all of these alliances. You can't play the Big Brother game without alliances, and it's even worse this season with the whole custodian thing Big Brother brought up. So there will be a lot of feet licking. There will be a lot of more plans in the alliances, and I can't wait to see how that actually plays out, because the dynamics that alliances brings are actually very, very funny. So moving on now, WannixHandi also won the Custodian challenge just after their fight with Ruthee. So I'm like, it's like that gingered them up, and they won the Custodian challenge, and I'll say congratulations to them. I saw Zion having a talk with Femi David and talking about the ships in the house, how fake they are they real, are people just going into it for content? Because Femi is a big brother that 2 weeks consecutively he has appeared in bottom 4, and then he was questioning whether he should change his strategy. I think he was saying somebody was telling him to change his strategy, and he's like, I'm myself, I can't change my strategy. Should I enter a ship? Should I like somebody if I don't like the person? So Zion was encouraging him to just keep being himself, playing his game the best way he knows, that some of the ships in the house are fake. He talked about Nelly and Suj. Nelly and Suj are fake according to Zion. Nelly and Suj are fake. Some of them, Shaun and Wanni, are fake, blah blah blah. And I'm like, guy, your own relationship is like on a hot seat, and then you are now judging on whose relationship is fake or is not fake. It's just funny. So also last night, something funny happened between Onyeka and Femi. We just saw Femi complaining that Onyeka was making some jokes at him and looking at the camera and trying to use him for content and all that he just joked with Onyeka and said, I want to sleep in your bed, and Onyeka looked at the camera and started screaming at him, it's not that you be coming to my bed every day, because I think they've shared a bed maybe a few times. So Onyeka was making it look like in front of people that he's begging her to be in his bed, that he wants to squash that kind of idea. He doesn't want people to feel like he's begging her, blah blah. And I'm like, is this even serious? It's like a serious thing. Even you yourself, Femi, I feel like you're also doing this for content, because it's not that deep, really. It's not that deep. She said it in front of Zion. Is that the annoying thing? Is it that you are seeking validation from Zion? And Onyeka on her own, she also tells some kind of expensive jokes. I remember what she said to Tofa when Tofa came into the kitchen to ask for food, and she's like, I don't know why you'll be with a chef and you'll be looking for food. She was talking about the whole relationship thing Tofa has with Anita and Suj also has with Nelly. So she's like, how can you be friends with a chef, that's Nelly, and you be looking for food? When you will not form good relationships, you're just chasing women in the house. Like, that joke was kind of expensive, and Tofa didn't take it lightly. It kind of caused a tension between them until thankfully it was squashed. So Onyeka has her own for body. All this like her expensive jokes, sometimes people don't take humor or sarcasm in the same way. So let's go on now, still talking about Mayor Frosh and him feeling so down in the house. Yesterday he was looking so unhappy. I think the guilt is weighing down on him, the guilt of choosing the Idines. But this is Big Brother, you will still have to choose one person to go home last. So I don't really know where the guilt is coming from. So Nelly went to meet him and was like, also talking to him about the question Ebuka asked him about why he feels Suj is negative energy, and he said he wanted to just sit down and talk to Suj, and Nelly was like, okay, you guys can have the talk tomorrow, just hash it out, settle your issues between yourselves. I also talked about him feeling really down. She encouraged him and said, anyhow you would have still had to pick someone, so don't feel so bad. And then telling him you should go have a talk with the Mbadiwe twins, because the Mbadiwe twins are the worst hit, because we're closest to the Indian Navy. I just saw that synergy friendship with them. I should go and talk to me. Your first should have a sit down with Mbadiwe twins, talk to them. And I'm like, it's not necessary. This is a game. I don't think anybody owes anybody anything, really. But I could be wrong anyways. She encouraging him to go and talk to Mbadiwe twins. Okay, like kneel down and beg them, I'm sorry for evicting your friends. I mean, somebody had to go home. It's just unfortunate that it was the Indians. So I don't really see the need in him going to talk to the Mbadiwe twins. What difference will he make? Like, apologize, okay, I'm sorry I sent your friends home. So who would they have sent last? Some things in this house just really makes me laugh. But we are still on week 3, and I can't wait to see what actually comes out of it. And even the question that Ebuka also asked Victoria on the eviction night about her relationship with Shaun and how she feels about the relationship being off. And then she said something like, I don't feel he's off. Shaun has his friends and I wouldn't want to come and intrude and all that. So Shaun really felt bad about that question, and he was feeling like maybe viewers are blaming him for something, or blaming him for why Victoria is not up and doing and all of that. So they also had a talk, and I feel like Shaun is really sometimes hard on Victoria, the way he talks to her like, okay, I can't force you to talk, I can't force you to relate, do what you have to do, blah blah blah. Really, there's no empathy. But is Victoria a baby? She knew she was coming into Big Brother house, so is she coming to Big Brother house to look for who to like babysit her or something? I don't really understand all the heat Shaun is getting. Really, it's just so unnecessary. Why is he getting that much heat, so much blame? Is it like he's going to come and open her mouth and say, Victoria, talk, or bring her out of her shell and say, come and sit down and relate with people? And I've noticed that a few of the housemates have tried their best to get close to her, but it seems like she always avoids opening up to people. I've seen Suj try to get with her. Femi also has made some effort, but Victoria is like not forthcoming. Some people have said it's a strategy. I really don't know. I can't tell. I don't know, I think. But some have also seen Victoria as an introvert. Maybe she had like high spirits coming to the Big Brother house, but coming in with like 28 or 26 other people might be overwhelming for her. Maybe it's her way of coping. But Victoria is one housemate that I really love, and I'm looking forward to her enjoying the game more, just freeing herself and all that. And then the heat Shaun is getting, please, just calm down. I don't know why people are blaming the boy. There's so much he can do. He's not like her father or her elder brother to like hold her hand and lead her through. They are partners, of course. They're supposed to look out for each other, but there's so much someone can do. Okay, all right, people, this is still week 3 in the Lose God Big Brother Naija house, and it's Nelita season. I can't wait to see how they perform as HOH, because they really campaigned for this. So let me see what they even have to offer. And they even chose Checkers as their house guest, to the dismay of the aces, Topher and Such. You can see a ship forming there. There's like this small. There are like how many ships in the house now? There's Shaun, there's Beta, Ben and Chizoba, there's Suj and Nelly, there's Topher and Anita. Am I missing anybody? There's even one upcoming one. Yes, O2 Square. There's Onyeka and Ozzy. So they're like 5. What's a Big Brother game show without ships? That's just like part of the fun. Alright, so let's be calming down with these housemates. Let's just be calming down. Remember that they are humans, all right? And much as we support them, let's not push them so much. All right, people, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with more Big B Naija updates. Stay tuned here on A Leadership TV. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last